We're really privileged in this country that over the last century, there's been a succession of pioneers that have fought for conservation, fought to protect these beautiful places that we have in this country. And Golden Gate is a perfect example of that. And the fight to proclaim it was a spectacular fight. And yet we sit here today with tens of thousands of hectares of land protected for our children and for generations to come.
My dad is actually from the Free State, and I've seen these mountains around me since I was a little child. So this has been on my bucket list since I joined Wildlands.
The climbs are steep. The trails are technical. So yeah, look, we're always asking questions of the runners. There's nothing easy. I mean, it's quite obvious when you stand around here.
The most important thing about trail running is, firstly, they test your mind. They test your patience, because at sometimes you do have to have a little bit of patience, as no matter how strong you are. For me, it's about challenging more than anything else. Yeah.
Take it away, guys.
It was an absolute privilege to be able to get out into Golden Gate National Park today. It's really beautiful and picturesque. It's actually hard to run and appreciate it at the same time without tripping over your feet. So that's the only challenge, is being able to take time out, sit down, just stare and enjoy it, and then carry on.
You're coming in here to a national park and you want to minimize that footprint and to look at the real detail around what waste gets produced is very important.
If we look at all of the other events, you just end up looking at the race afterwards, and it's a bit of a mess, and it's an admin, mission to try and clean it all up afterwards. So those Go Green Cups that they've got this year is a great initiative.
About 95 to 98% of all the trail runners are really embracing their green cups, and recycling is now going into these big Go Green troughs, and you can see people making an effort of throwing away the recycling, glass and plastic and tins.
There is a shortage of about 300,000 desks in the country, and we're able to upcycle all the waste into planks, which we then turn into green desks. So these desks actually go into underprivileged schools around the country, and we're able to give a desk to a child to give them a proper learning space so they're able to become something one day.
I think with most of the Wild Series events, it's really chilled and a good bunch of people. So you have a good night and then hopefully get some rest and meet some more people on the trail in the morning.
No falling behind. This is my donkey. He will be pushing me up the mountains.
If we had to compare the trail to an animal, we would compare it to probably like a stegosaurus or something. Just because it's up and down, up and down.
I would say cheetah. You won't see them. By the time it catches you, you're done.
A gecko. Geckos, because they die quite quickly, and I felt like dying a few times.
For me, the Golden Gate Challenge epitomizes the grit, the determination, the courage of the honey badger. If you think about what our trail runners go through over 3 days, they have to dig deep, sometimes fast, sometimes very slow, and they have to really fight hard to survive the 3 days. And yet at the end of the day, they all run across this line with a smile on their face, this incredible sense of achievement. just as a honey badger does, which spends all day foraging, fighting with predators across the landscape, and then at the end of the day rolls over and I've just had the best day of my life.